Gang, gang, hey, nothing but love and respect. You might have some cool fans, but mine are the best. We've been through it all, went to war when duty called. Never left a man behind, we move as one is super strong. I don't want followers, that implies I'm the leader. I'm not the captain, I just gave them something they can believe in. I hold the lamp in the darkness, but they're the light that I needed to see the road that we walk in between the angels and demons. And my fans have my back. Hate us if your feelings don't like facts. And my fans will fight back. Beat you with the keyboard you've been using to write back. I guess we need each other like both sides of the battery. We the army, we the homies, we the gang, we the cavalry. We're brothers and sisters, we hold it down like we gravity. Can't nobody break the bond that made us all family.
Me and my fans, we don't care what anybody say. Middle fingers to whoever in the way, man. Me and my fans, we gon' be together to the grave. It's a game till forever and a day, man. Me and my fans, we don't even trip if they hate. We got I don't give a fuck in our veins, man. Me and my fans,
We the hangover gang. Gang, 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 gang.
Oklahoma weather can dish out some of the worst punishment in the world. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Tuttle. But now you can fight back by installing Class 4 impact-resistant shingles from Ferguson Roof Systems. These shingles can withstand large hail, heavy rain, and hurricane-force winds, all while keeping your home safe and dry. And the best part? This upgrade is completely free for many homeowners. So call today to start reaping the benefits these Class 4 shingles bring, including a discount on home insurance. Only at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
Gang, gang, hey, nothing but love and respect.
Hey there, meteorologist Tuttle here, back with you again. Had a little problem there. So my computer decided just to kind of, take 5 at a most inopportune time. I don't understand what that was about. But, it is what it is. You got to roll with it. And that just totally hosed everything and my entire plans. And that was so frustrating. You have no idea. As a perfectionist, that is the worst thing to happen. But you got to roll with it. You got to just, let it go. So letting it go. Breathe in, breathe out. I just got to go outside and cool down. That's all I got to do, man. It's cold out there. My goodness. All right, so let me load this thing up. Thanks for joining me, by the way, meteorologist Tuttle. It is your noontime weather update here on Thursday. So we're going to see what you have in store for the rest of today. Well, as if you didn't need me to tell you, you can look out your window yourself and you can see this mess continues. Heavy snow moving through here in central Oklahoma, so my AT's weather cam is just coming on down. It's like a blizzard out there. That's a Texas boy in me. Anytime it was a snowflake, me and my brothers would run out there and go, "It's a blizzard out there!" And of course, in reality, it's nothing like that. But that still sticks with me. You can see traffic is moving along though here in this little intersection that I've got zoomed in on. It's just moving slow, so it can be done. That's just got to be very careful out there and pay attention to people around you. This week, the temperatures, we're at 13.6 lovely degrees here in my backyard. So it's a very cold afternoon ahead. So we'll be into the teens all day today. All right, here's a look at the radar view. And I want to show you the big picture here across Oklahoma. And you can see temperatures will be into the teens out there statewide. But you can also see this white stuff right here, central Oklahoma, northwest, west, even out toward the Panhandle. And then, yes, this is snow out here in eastern Oklahoma and Arkansas as well. So the changeover has been complete as far as ice and stuff is concerned there in southeast Oklahoma. If you do want to find some ice, you got to head down south. That's where it continues from probably just about Bryan College Station, northward from there on westward toward Austin and San Antonio, all the way down to South Texas. So there you go. The remaining ice storm continues down there with a lot of freezing rain and sleet. Dallas has since changed over to snow as well after they've had an overnight of freezing rain and sleet accumulations. Now they get a couple of inches of snow to kind of wrap up. Now here in Oklahoma City, we obviously have some pretty decent snow coming through. The radar will show it to you on this, we call a P-type, which is where it transfers it over to colors to coordinate it. But if you take off that layer and you just look at the raw reflectivity, you can see some really deep echoes in here, which means some very good rainfall coming down in the moderate snowfall coming down in the moderate category here in the green shading. So that's good. That means we got some really good snowfall coming in. There's a bigger chunk out here in southwest. So you can see why you want to flip because you can see a lot more detail on the radar map when you do this. Okay, so that's a look at that. We'll move on now to the next course of action. Is how much snow have we seen so far? Well, these are from preliminary snowfall reports from you guys and others to the National Weather Service. The highest totals, Seminole, right around 7 inches. I had a gentleman there on Bridge Creek area, I think, sent me about 6.5 inches or so. And if you look down here to Norman, 4.5, 5 inches, more, 5.5, Enid, 5. And there's a little hot spot here around Ada, which is interesting because that is where the heavier sleet band had occurred last night. And if I went out and I tried to measure, all right, in drifting snow, watch this. Ooh, that looks pretty good, right? That was 6.5 inches. Now I'm gonna go pick another spot. Oh, it's only about 4 inches. Okay, let me pick another spot. Oh, that's about a ½ inch of snow. Okay, let me go to this. Oh, this looks like a good spot. So I'm gonna go and click on this one. Drop that ruler down. What is that? Oh, it's good, 7 inches of snow. Not bad. Here's the money maker right here. Look at this drift, baby. So I put the old ruler in this, and I lose it. Probably about 15 inches down. So if you were to average all that from ½ an inch to 15 inches, maybe I got 6 here in Edmond. It is so hard to measure this, folks. You have to find an area that was sheltered from the wind, and it's really hard to do. Meanwhile, why are we seeing all snow? We'll take a look at take a look at the actual sounding from the balloon launch this morning from the National Weather Service. This 0 line is the freezing line, Celsius, as you go up in the atmosphere. So we're starting at the surface, and we go upwards as the balloon climbs. And this is the temperature and dew point profile, and it is all west, or to the left of this line. So this is all negative numbers. So in other words, everything is below freezing in the atmosphere, which means we don't have to worry about ice or snow. Now, they do have to worry about ice or snow east of us, from just to the eastern side of Arkansas, all the way up to the northeast, where that winter storm will continue to affect. So a lot of flight delays and cancellations. Temperatures out there into the teens and 20s out across Oklahoma, with the exception of the Panhandle. They are into the single digits right now. If you look at the wind effect, so the wind chill exposed to your skin, where it feels like it's below 0 once you get pretty much along the I-35 corridor and then points to the west. These numbers will also come down some throughout the day, but it's just going to be a brutal day overall because the winds continue to gust in excess of about 30 miles per hour statewide. So how much snow we get with this system? A quick look at the high-resolution ensemble panel of models, and the average says about 2 inches. Now that's just for one click point here in Oklahoma City, and it will be varying across the state. So I'll show you the map here in a second, but that's a pretty good average there. The storm system itself is right here. It is moving on in as we speak, and that will be the last of it. Once this thing moves by, we are officially done with this storm. So the rest of today is going to be a little snowy. If you look at the lift in the atmosphere, this represents the colors you see here. And you see a lot of the color right here over Oklahoma. That's good. That means lift all afternoon. Keep going, keep going. I'm liking it. Here's the evening hours. All right, here's midnight, and it's gone. Dwindles, right? So you can expect snow this entire time with that lift. If we look at the, I'm looking for the I know there's some talk of some dry air that was going to limit snowfall totals. I kept hearing, which is not the case, and I talked about this last few days, and it's still not the case because obviously we've got a ½ foot of snow, and we're going to get more. But if you're looking for dry air to shut this thing down, let's take a look at it. And here we go. Dry air right here, all moving in. Dew point values in the single digits coming into western, southwestern Oklahoma this evening. So that's what brings everything to an end. That shuts off the snow, and it's all over with. So there you go. There's your dry air. There's your dry slot. All right, so let's take a look at the model for the rest of today. You can see the snow moving out to southeast Oklahoma, that big round that we had yesterday. Still some ice down south into central and now eastern Texas. We get the snow that kind of continues here over Oklahoma. That ice, look at that, it's all the way down toward Houston. They get a little taste of freezing rain and sleet down there before it all wraps up. Eastern Arkansas still gets a little bit of that mixed bag, and then that kind of moves on out. If we zoom in here to Oklahoma itself, which I thought I had on here, where is it? No, I didn't. Let's do this. I almost made a liar out of myself because I think I had a map loaded, but then I think I closed it. All right, so here's the close-up view. Just to show you the timing. So we're looking at noontime. Here's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, all that snow, baby. 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Still snow in Oklahoma City, Tulsa. I mean, this is pretty good. Now, I will say this. The model did a little close off of that upper level storm system into more of a closed low as it was coming across Oklahoma, which is what increased the snow amounts. You always want to look for that. And we looked for that for days in the model data, right? And it finally came to fruition, but at the very last minute, the models picked up on it, which, for forecasting purposes stinks, because then you don't accurately forecast the second wave. Because at first we had a significant amount of second wave, backed off, and then now they're back on again. I'll show you the final amounts here in just a second. Temperatures, by the way, obviously on the cold side, we're into the teens. We're going to stay there throughout the day today, so that's not going to improve any. Any more sleet or freezing rain is going to be confined down here into south central, southeast Texas, all the way down to the eastern parts we go from Arkansas and then onwards. So we're finished with that. Additional snowfall. Just showed you just a couple of the models. It just kind of shows you the accumulation zone for the rest of today. And this started really this morning. And you can see how they all kind of go in the same general direction. They're all going to kind of vary on the amounts. Even the German model likes to see that same kind of pathway with significant snows anywhere widespread. And I mean widespread, 2 to 3 inches. If you take a blend of some of the models here, there seems to be some hot pockets here across central Oklahoma with 3, maybe even 4 inches of snow in these little darker blue areas. So there's going to be some pockets that do pick up about 4 inches, but most of us probably about 2 to 3 is how that looks. All right, let me go back to, let's see, temperatures here for tonight, by the way. They're going to be really cold, of course, as you can imagine. So 4 o'clock in the morning, we're now down into the, we still stay into the teens, but now we're down to single digits once you head out to the west. Like we talked about, the winds are going to stay up for the rest of this afternoon. They really don't die down until we head into Friday morning. So wind chill values, as a result, as you can imagine, are going to stay right around 0 or slightly below, especially west of I-35, east into the single digits. The winter storm impact, as far as what's going on at this point forward for any significant icing, is going to be east of us from Oklahoma. Otherwise, we still have the moderate and some minor impacts here from the snow that's going overhead today. Temperature-wise, again, we'll be in the teens today, and then tomorrow we'll probably top out in the upper 20s, and then Saturday, I still don't think we're going to get above freezing, but we'll see. Models keep saying we're going to, and I keep saying we're not, so one of us is going to be right, one of us is going to be wrong. If you go to my website, AaronTuttleWeather.com, you look in the Oklahoma road conditions, you will see the outline for the snow route here in Oklahoma City, if that interests you. This is where they would do the snow plowing and treating the roads to get around town. Also, if you want to look elsewhere across the body of the state, you can take a look at this map, and it will show you all the roads that are either closed or delayed or slow. And in any one of these, you can click on any of these little picture icons, and you can get an actual picture from that spot, so you can see exactly how the roads look. And then in this particular case also, you can check out some of the actual moving cameras on some of the highways across the state as you just kind of pick each one. And that'll show you how well traffic is moving, and you can blow this up to a bigger screen resolution for you. So you can see, yes, there is some traffic out there, very, very slow go, but you can see how they've treated this bridge, for example. It's kind of slushy. So the crews are out there working hard so that the people that do travel today will be able to make it to the destination as long as they take it easy. So make sure you take a look at that. Also, power outages on my website as well, all under the weather data tab. You can click down here and find a lot more things on here. But for this particular broadcast, we'll just focus on this. It has about 731 outages here for OG&E across central Oklahoma and even out to the east. So you can keep tabs on that, plus the other co-op down here and Power Outage US. And I believe that is it for me. So that's in a nutshell pretty much everything going on out there. So Robert wants to know, do you see the next snow event the end of next week? He's already on to the next one. You gotta enjoy this one, man. You sound like you work at TV news. It's always about the next one. They never even get to enjoy the current one. But yeah, so I don't know. I didn't even bother looking long term. I got my hands full with today. But we'll look at that later in the forecast and that kind of stuff in future lives and blogs that I will author. Otherwise, this is going to be it for me here for the rest of today. I want to thank you guys for your support over the last several days. We've talked about the storm coming on in. Your financial support, just sharing, liking, commenting, all that helps. Using my free weather app, AT's Weather to Go, download from Apple or Google Play. That's also good as well. And let me check a look at a couple of your comments before we sign off for today. Let's see here. Checking on you guys on YouTube. So yeah, I saw some of your comments though about the where my video went. I don't know where it went. My system crashed on me, so I tried to get it up, and then it didn't want to come up. So then I had to do a whole reboot of everything, and you know that takes forever. So it was a catastrophic crash. But hey, you know it is what it is. All right, so let me go to Facebook here real quick. I can see Jody's talking about the cold weather in Winnipeg, minus 45 degrees. That was brutal up there. Robert, thank you for the stars. I see you there, brother. Jordan, my friend from Rockwall High School, back in the old days. How long will DFW be below freezing? For a couple of days. Now you'll warm above probably on Saturday, so that'll really get the thaw going. But you guys didn't get a whole lot down there versus us as far as the snow is concerned. So your streets, etc., should clean up a little bit better. But at night there'll be black ice everywhere. So it'll be a mess though in Dallas through the weekend, just because of any residual water on any roadways, treated or untreated, is going to be there. And if you're not careful, it's going to become problematic until that all evaporates. So through the weekend, watch out for that down in Dallas, North Texas. So Kimberly says a lot of businesses in Bartlesville are closed because of the snow and the wind chill. Isaac, singing my praises. Well, I appreciate you. I do what I can, best job I can. Christine, I'm with you. I don't want it to stop snowing. Well, good, because today it won't. So there you go. Jamie, is Tulsa getting any more? Yes, we showed you the map on that. And I can actually show you another. I'll tell you what, we'll show you one more map and then we'll get out of here. From the Weather Service that updated their latest on the snow graphics. I think I meant to show that and I skipped it by accident. So let's see here. Alright. Here we go. So this is kind of how I showed you the actual model data, which is what they took, and they just made another graphic for it. So they have the highest amounts of snow kind of in this region. Is what they have. So this does include Tulsa. It's just they cut it off here for the Norman area. But anyway, it's widespread, 2 to 3, but some of the models had 4 inches, just pockets of it here and there. It's a long day of snow. Now the ratio's a lot different. So if we had, say for example, started the event with a 7-to-1 ratio of snow for liquid equivalent, and we end up now with a 15-to-1, that means the snow that falls now is going to be more dry. In other words, it's going to be more airy. It's going to blow around a lot more. As far as making snowmen or snowballs, it's not as easy with this ratio than it is with the one that fell from yesterday and last night. Let's see. So for additional amounts here for Tulsa, same idea as I talked about. They're that 2 to 3 inches here, and then maybe a little bit more in northwest Oklahoma. And but like I said, there's going to be somebody that gets a little bit 4 inches somewhere between or around Oklahoma City to Tulsa, just because the snow is just going to keep coming down for such a long period of time. So I hope you enjoy. That's pretty much it. I can only tell you it's going to snow so many times before I run out of reasons or ways to tell you it's going to snow. So many times. So this was good. So this just lets you know that sometimes you can do a week-long forecast for a winter storm and actually have it pan out. So this showed up in the weather data last Wednesday. So a week ago Wednesday, we talked about it then. And on Thursday, and I was fairly confident it was going to happen, then the confidence only grew from there because the pattern was very similar to prior patterns in the past where you have a nice southwest flow and then you have the Arctic air intrusion. So that's a standard. I mean, I don't know when that pattern's ever happened and it's not get something. Let's put it that way. So to me, it was an easy call. And then we just work out the details as we get closer. And luckily, thank goodness, we had more snow than we did ice on this event here for the body of Oklahoma. Quite a bit of sleet and some freezing rain southeast. But because the Arctic air came in a little stronger, it shoved a lot of that freezing rain down to Texas, where they got hammered with it. But that's still the classic pattern. So this, as I always say, the devil's in the details. All right, so that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have the great rest of your day. Enjoy your snowmen, your snow ice cream, your snowball fights, and make sure you take lots of pictures, do some measurements, and post on my Facebook page. I'll get a post link thread going. That way you can just post them under that. Guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Appreciate you. Take care. Stay warm. Be safe.